Do you believe God knows the best work for you that needs to be accomplished? I believe there's a work for each and every one of us, and God knows what that work is and how we should enter this work. Sister White writes in Faith, the Faith I Live By, on page 323, the Lord's hand has been reached out in tenderest compassion and love. And we can read this through His Word all the time. But they do not care to trust Him. We are seeing this today, that there is a lack of trust and faith in Jesus. They want to feel fully able to devise and plan for themselves. They want to take the wheel of the ship. They want to take the wheel of any vehicle and say, I'm in control. I'm going here and I am going there. But is it the Lord that is leading and sending you there, or is it you devising your own life? They want to feel fully able to devise and plan every step in their lives that they do. And the Lord marks out a way in which He would have them walk. But we find ourselves in all sorts of problems. We find ourselves in bad marriages. We find ourselves divorced. We find ourselves with children who are running amok because of the choices we've made that Christ did not plan for us to do. He has lent talents to everybody to be used for His glory. He gave us those talents to do certain work for the Master. But you know what Satan does? Satan says, I am going to countermand the order of Christ. I will find another line of work for active brain and busy hands, whereby they shall serve me. Now, I love giving my testimony through my presentations, because I think it's so important that people all know and realize we all come out of different places. So this takes me back to when I was a young girl. My mum, I was brought up on a farm in Africa, and my mum looked after the vernacular black people on the farms, which was beautiful. She helped everyone. She would run and say, quickly, she's giving birth. Come and help me get the cloths, bring the water, get me a bucket, do this and do that. And I would watch all of this and think, one day I want to do it. And then somebody's cut and she'd be saying, quickly get me the scissors and go and get bandages and do this and do that. And she'd have them sitting, elevating their legs, and she did all this work. And I watched and I wanted to do this work. The opportunity came when I turned 20 years old. I drove across the whole length of Africa. I went from Zimbabwe to Switzerland in a Land Rover, and the whole way I did healing on the way. People were running to the van, to the Jeep. They were thinking it was the Red Cross because it had the Swiss flag, and I had a lot of vitamins and I had all sorts of things in there. I had a Red Cross box, and they would run with kids with sore eyes, with wounds. A baby was brought to me, a tiny baby that had diarrhea, and it was still feeding on its mother's milk. And by God's grace, within 3 days, that baby was fine. It had stopped the diarrhea that it had for over a week, yet it was a breastfeeding baby. God gave me how to treat, and I had never ever studied in my life, but God gave this to me. And then what did I do? I got to Switzerland, I got married, and I decided to become a singer in the world. And that is why this presentation is so important, because Christ gave each and every one of us a talent, and we make choices to go into the world and to take control of our own lives, and we are so good at messing up our lives. Are you where God would have you be? Are you doing whatever God would have you do, or are you wasting every second, minute, hour of your day, week, month, and year because you are doing the things you think you should be doing? Are you asking the Lord to consecrate you to the work and, here I am, Lord, send me? Because that is what every single person should be doing.